But let's return now to events in Libya. Any Britons still in Tripoli being urged to leave on the Foreign Office chartered flight today, the last one, for the moment at least. Joining us now, May Dean, a company director, visiting Tripoli when she was forced to leave, spending 24 hours in the chaos of that airport, but made it onto that flight at Gatwick and has made it to the studio this morning.
That's
Welcome.
Right.
Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Dreadful stories about what people have seen and experienced on their way to the airport and then when they get to the airport as well.
Yes, absolutely. It's a horrendous experience. I tried to leave the day earlier, but as I was leaving my hotel, I met an Italian family returning from the airport, and they said, "We're not advising you not to go, we're telling you not to go to the airport."
So, well, this is the problem this morning, when we have this Foreign Office advice saying you must get to the airport this morning for this final flight. It's actually trying to safely get there. I mean, what are the problems? What are the sort of mercenaries and the Gaddafi forces doing?
I really didn't witness anything on my way to the airport. You tend to hear gunshots in the air, but you just don't know where they're coming from. Getting to the airport is very difficult if you don't have a driver. Taxis are charging horrendous amounts, and the airport road is practically gridlocked. I left my suitcases with my driver and walked for about an hour to reach the airport car park. I only carried my handbag and my laptop, and which had mobile broadband. I just wanted to be connected with my business partner in the UK. And going through the thousands upon thousands of people sitting around and witnessing indiscriminate beatings of them, and they would move around like mobs, and you could get crushed at the airport.
The beatings are by what, the riot police there, or?
They're police manning the airport. I don't know what kind of police they were. They were very, very vicious. They would shoot up in the air above people's heads, and a lot of Egyptians were being indiscriminate, getting beatings, basically. Did you get through because you had a British passport? Were consular officials there too? Absolutely, yes. I was the first one to arrive. It was just after 8 o'clock in the morning when I actually made it to the airport. And by constantly contacting the British Embassy staff on the ground were absolutely fantastic.
Well, this is the, I mean, as you will know now, having returned home, there's been criticism of them reacting too slowly, but we are now learning that for the airport at least, they've been doing some sterling work. I believe the problem is communication between the Foreign Office and the embassy. Because I was in constant contact with my business partner, Elizabeth Gaston, in the UK, who was in constant contact with the Foreign Office, and I had mobile broadband with me at the airport. The British Embassy had laid a coach and allowed women and children to be on the coach, and men had to stand outside. It was freezing weather, very windy. It sort of rained on and off, but on the bus, every about an hour, I connected with my partner, Liz. So it's like a lifeline for you, yes. Really. Yeah. I was the one who actually announced it to everybody on the bus that there was a plane coming before the embassy staff were able to. Because and 10 minutes later, embassy staff confirmed it, yes. And for those with children and partners, incredibly frightening, incredibly worrying. Very frightening. The embassy staff risked their own lives, honestly, trying to walk us through the crowds of people. At one stage, they stopped us and they felt it was really unsafe when the beating started and ordered us to go back very quickly. It was very, very scary. So is there anyone actually in charge there? Is there any kind of structure, of order? No, none, absolutely none. Thousands of people, you're walking on blankets and clothes and broken suitcases, and try and walk through that, and there was 150 of us. I was the first one in that group, right ahead, and behind me there were women and children, followed by other men, and embassy staff were fantastic. They tried everything in their power to try and keep the group together, constantly, calling out to people to stay together, hold on, hold hands. But there were other people from the Canadian embassy who tried to help. It's, I don't know why we always react very late. It's not a matter of, waiting for the snow to become 2 centimeters before we send the gritters out.
we're just always, you know, late and not prepared. There was unrest in the region brewing, and I felt that they could have been better prepared, yes.
But you are out and you're home safe,
absolutely.
Which is great news.
Thanks to the British Embassy. They were absolutely brilliant. Well, I don't feel I would have made it out without them.
Thank you very much for joining us on Sunrise. Thank you very much for your time. Sport coming up with Charlie, which means rugby today.
It really is. Rugby is the focus of everything today. We'll show you in the build-up to this afternoon's match at Twickenham how France's manager has raised the stakes for their Six Nations showdown. And find out who are the surprise leaders